All right, we are going to move on into some more challenging types of area problems and then eventually into volume. And so I want you to find this page in your packet. I believe it's somewhere around page 2. And you can tell this is kind of an oldie but a goodie. So please have your calculator ready and let's read what we are trying to solve here. It says figure out the perimeter of each figure and find your answers in the rectangle below. Well, actually, that ends up being on the next page down here, okay? So all of those are there. It says when you finish, or cross out each box containing the correct answer. When you finish, there'll be 3 boxes left, which will print out, when you print out the letters, it will solve the pun or the riddle here. Use 3.14 for pi, and it says that all curves are semicircles, okay? Now, this first one is just a standard circle. So this one, you can just say, well, perimeter of a circle is called circumference. Use 3.14 for pi. Caution, this is not your diameter. Your radius is 4.5. That means your diameter is 9. Calculate that one. I want to really get into some of these irregular shapes. I want the perimeter of this semicircle or half circle. So I need to figure out the distance of that, and that is going to be half of a circumference, okay? This is half the circumference, which is pi times diameter. And then I've got to add on to that this straight line segment, which is 30. Got that. This 30 also happens to be diameter, so you can plug that in there. Pi, we're going to estimate pi with the decimal approximation, 3.14, then grab 1/2. Get this value, that will be the upper curve part. Add 30 to that. Be sure you label your answers, meters, and we'll go from there. Number 3, here's my hint. This is the hockey rink, okay? You have this half circle, and over here, you have another half circle, and then you have this straight edge and this straight edge. If you wanted to think about this in kind of 4 chunks, you could say I have a half circle, then I'm going to add that straight section on top, and then I'm going to add this half circle, and then that straight edge on the bottom, okay? And that would bring us all the way around. Well, you know that each of these straight edges are 8. So I have 8 here, I have 8 here. These 2 circles together, or half circles, would make one whole circle together. So if I take that, that's a straight circumference, pi times diameter, okay? Now, this 10 is marked in here to illustrate that this is a diameter. So you're going to have to take your pi approximation times that diameter plus your 2 straight edges. Calculate that one. They're going to get progressively more interesting, especially when you see things like this. On this one, think of it this way. I have this edge here, that's 2. I have the bottom edge, that's 4. Because remember, perimeter is distance around. This one is 2. And then you have a half circle, kind of like a dome on this one. That is going to be half of a circumference, which is pi times diameter, okay? Realize this dotted line is your diameter, which is 4. So plug a 4 in there. Plug the approximation for pi there. This is 1/2. If you like decimals, go to town. So you're going to calculate that chunk for the upper and then add 2 plus 4 plus 2. And if you wanted to combine those right now, 6, 8, and crank it out. When you take a look at 5, you have this straight edge, that part, which is a 9. I have an upper half circle, plus that upper half circle. Then I have another 9. And then you have a bottom half circle. Okay? So realize if I rearrange the order here, I have my 2 straight pieces, and then I have a full circle. I'm going to stop writing everything for you. Just realize that's 1 circumference, and then add the 2 straight pieces. Number 6, all right, these are right angles. You can assume that that is going to be 5.3, this straight edge. So you're going to have 5.3. This straight edge is 6.2. This one, I should really be saying 5 3/10 to be technical. And then you have this curved part, which they said, assume all the curved parts are semicircles. That is 1/2 of a circumference, which is going to be pi times diameter. So combine those 3 decimals, get that amount, and then add half of a circle, realizing what's the diameter. You've got 3 more here, and take a look at what you got. Ooh, this one kind of got cut off in your copy. So take a look at that one. When you look at number 7, here's what you've got. I've got these 2 curved shapes, which really form one whole circle, all right? That's a circumference of a whole circle, pi times that diameter. And then I have this larger circle shaped like this. You have this giant upper loop, the bottom loop, which is also another circumference. These dashed lines are interior. They don't count as part of the perimeter itself, but you need those values for your diameters. Go to town. Oh, look at this one. Okay, let's label in that missing side. And then you've just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things to calculate. So let's start. I have a 7 5/10 on the top. That's that one. Here comes the 7 meters on the right side. I have 7.5 meters on the bottom. I have this small sidewall there or something that's a 2. And then you've got this. You've got half of some circumference, pi times diameter. Your job is to figure out the diameter. Add it all up, get your total. This thing kind of looks like an hourglass, doesn't it? Okay, the top and the bottoms are 6. Your job is to try and figure out what these missing parts are, because you're going to have 6 and 6. And then you have this semicircle and you have this semicircle, okay, which happen to just touch in the middle. Those 2 together, if I draw, let's draw this one first, like that, and this one on this side, you'll see you have a whole circle, pi times diameter. Your job is to figure out what is the diameter of these half circles. I'll give you a little hint. If I went from this edge here and from this edge here, you can kind of see, I'm not going to give you any more hints. Go to town. Remember, use your calculator. Let everything, as you look at your answers on the bottom, they vary from 3 decimal points to 1 decimal point. So as you use 3.14, continue calculating and find your correct answer down here. And remember, you're crossing out the answers that you find above. Good luck.